Hello everybody, and welcome to a Core Set 2020 draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to give a huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast. Thank you so much for sponsoring the video and giving me a preview account for the early access event. Thank you so much, Wizards of the Coast. Also, if you would like to support the channel and get access to more content, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If the video gets to 50 thumbs up, I'll post another video tomorrow. Subscribe to get updates whenever my new content goes live and to further support the channel, and leave a comment if you have any questions at all. But without further ado, let's get into the draft. Okie doke. Embodiment of Agonies seems like a pretty solid rare. I think it is quite good. It's kind of confusing on how it works exactly. 3 mana to is like, for example, 2 and a black and 1 black are different costs, but I think it'll generally be like potentially even like a 4/4 or 5/5 flyer for only 3 mana with flying and death touch. So it seems like a very good card to me. Scampering Scorcher can be very good for the elemental decks. Definitely, it's getting kind of loud around me. Scampering Scorch is a really good card for the elemental decks, but I don't necessarily want to start with it over a really powerful card that doesn't need any synergy pieces to go with it. This card's just really good on its own too. 4 mana to make 3 bodies is quite good. Tonebound Lich is a good card for blue-black, but it is a gold card, which is a pretty big downside. Mold Divine Reclamation can be good for the green-black, and sometimes even other decks can splash it, because there are a decent number of creature synergies. Sorry, 1 second. I just had to close the door. Sorry about that. Mold Divine Reclamation can be pretty good, even as a splash card, but I'm not going to be taking that here. Dawning Angel is an okay common, but I think the best common in this pack is Cloudkin Seer, and I think Cloudkin Seer is even worse than Embodiment of Agonies. And then Agonizing Siphon is a bit of a slow removal spell. Ferocious Pup, fine card, especially for go-wide decks that care about things like that, like Mold Divine Reclamation decks, but we're just going to take the Embodiment of Agonies and see where it takes us. Okie doke. Well, next pickup. Renowned Weaponsmith could be a cool card to get early, because then we can prioritize Heartpiercer Bows or Dragonfire Vials, but I don't think it's going to be worth it overall, because those cards are generally not super powerful regardless, and taking a card that really wants you to play those doesn't necessarily seem great to me. I think Blood for Bones is quite good. Sacrificing a creature to return another creature and directly to the battlefield and to draw a card seems pretty good, especially because there's a bit of a self-mill theme at points, and it's pretty easy to find some disposable creature to sacrifice. So Blood for Bones could be really good, especially with Embodiment of Agonies. Really helps me prioritize self-mill. Boreal Elemental seems like an okay flyer, like pretty big flyer and hard to kill, so I like this card. But I think it's better to stick to one color at this point, and I do really want to try out Blood for Bones. In the other commons that are noteworthy, Audacious Thief, pretty good common for black, especially if you can get back it up with removal. Embercat's pretty good, and Brawler was pretty good in the deck that I played last time. I think Leafkin Druid is also pretty powerful as a ramp spell, but we'll just stick to black and try out Blood for Bones. It seems like a very powerful card. And now there is a Vampire of the Dire Moon. This card seems great to me. Death Touch and Lifelink means it's okay attacker, especially early, and 1 mana 1/1 Death Touch is already pretty solid. I think Gorging Vulture is a little bit better though. Especially when I already have Embodiment of Agonies and Blood for Bones. Gorging Vulture seems excellent because milling yourself for 4 and even potentially gaining a little bit of life is pretty good, and definitely I think that's just going to be the card I take. Maybe I'll even wheel a Soul Salvage. I think Wolf Rider's Saddle is also pretty powerful. I think these equipments that come in and then can be moved around, but also come with a creature, are pretty powerful, and I really like them in this set. So I think this card's good, but I think I'd rather just stick to one color. I'm still mono black at this point, and Gorging Vulture just works really well with both of the other cards that I already have. I'll probably play as many Gorging Vultures as I can get. So even though this card is pretty solid on its own, this card I think is just far better. Okie doke. Now we're trying to start figuring out our second color, there's another Boreal Elemental, which I do like. There's also Sleep Paralysis, but I think Boreal Elemental is a decent amount better than Sleep Paralysis, because Sleep Paralysis gets punished by a lot of things. There's cards that bounce your own permanents. There's cards that sacrifice permanents. There are cards that can kill enchantments. So overall, I think Sleep Paralysis is a fine card to play, but not one I prioritize, and I think Boreal Elemental is a little bit better. Looking at the other colors, I think that Brightwood Tracker is pretty good. It actually has a very relevant activated ability. This is a great way to grind out value in the late game. So if you do end up in a late game board stall, Brightwood Tracker can just win you the game. I don't think Epicure of Blood is all that good. I don't really have a ton of life gain. I don't think there's really a ton of great ways to recursively get life gain, like gain life gain consistently with only one, like 2-card combo with Epicure of Blood. I think the 1 mana 1/1 that gains you a life by tapping it is just quite bad. So I think Epicure of Blood is just not as good as it was previously in Core Set 2019, because there's no Vampire Neonate equivalent really. Greenwood Sentinel, not a card I'm super happy to play. So I think the pick here is between Boreal Elemental and Sleep Paralysis and Rightwood Tracker. Apostle of Purifying Light is an interesting one, but it's mostly a sideboard card against black decks because the 2-mana 2/1 is just with a very minor ability is not good enough for limited in general. Rule of Law is unplayable. So we're just going to take the Boreal Elemental here. I feel like we're getting a bit more of a blue signal than a green signal, but we are by no means committed to anything. And Yarok's Fenlurker is incredible. This card is one of the few cards I think I would take over a Gorging Vulture here, just because 2 mana, 1/1, they discard a card is already okay, and then it's like a, what's it called, Burglar Rat from Guilds of Ravnica, but then it can actually pump itself to be a relevant card in the later parts of the game. So I think Yarok's Fenlurker is a pretty powerful effect, and I think it's probably a little bit better than Gorging Vulture, just because there's a nice piece of value. So I think we're going to be taking the Fenlurker over the Vulture. It's also a pretty good card to sacrifice to things. It's close, though. Very close between these two cards. And I could definitely see someone taking the Vulture when you already have Blood for Bones and Embodiment of Agonies. But we're just going to take this. And then other cards in the pack, I don't think this is very good. I think it's pretty bad. Fairy Mistgreen I don't think is worth going for, ever. It's just not good enough. The 1/1 for 1 is just not a relevant enough card. And then Inspiring Captain I don't think is that good. Leaf Kindred, I already said is pretty good. I already said I think it's pretty good. Growth Cycle can actually do some dangerous work. If you can get 2 of them, getting +5/+5 is no joke. And +3/+3 is big enough to win almost any combat. Infuriate's Performed. Bird Grabber I don't think is great. I think there's too many 1/1s running around. Yeah, so I don't love this card. And this card's fine if you're running a sacrifice deck. Kind of like if you can Blood for Bones and it's insane. But we're not really going for that right now. We're just going to take the Fenlurker. Good to get 2 drops. And now there's a Blood Burglar, which is a fine 2-drop, gains you some life potentially. We could also just take a Jungle Hollow for splashing purposes, but Sleep Paralysis is the real all-star here, getting you that nice removal spell. I mean, it's not insane, and not insane removal, it's not premium removal, but it is removal. Then there's a Dragon Mage. It could be a kind of cute card to reanimate with Blood for Bones, but I don't think that's really going to work out. Though I do think this card is quite good. 7 mana 5/5 flyer is pretty good, and you can usually get to a spot where you're getting your hand empty faster than your opponents because you're playing for it. We'll take the Sleep Paralysis though. And now there is a Brineborn Cutthroat. I don't think this card's insane. 2 mana 2/1 flash is just not that good, but sometimes you'll get some extra value by casting spells on their turn. Befuddle is not a huge card I'm a fan of. Netcaster Spider is probably the best card in this pack. I guess we'll just take the Brineborn Cutthroat. There's not a black card, and we're probably going to be playing black here with our 4 great black cards, so we just have to choose our second color, and there's not really a real reason to move out of blue, so we'll just take a 2-drop that has some potential. I actually think Pattern Matcher is quite good. The fact that in a lot of limited games there will be cards you have multiples of in a lot of limited decks, and Pattern Matcher, 4 mana 3/3, if it draws you a spell, it's actually pretty good, especially if it's a good spell. So I think that's quite nice. Octoprophet's also good, so it's kind of close on these two, I think. But I kind of want to test out Pattern Matcher. And I also kind of want to try building a, potentially like changing the way I prioritize cards. The rest of these cards are pretty weak. I don't think this card's playable. Smuggler's like very mediocre. Fire Elemental, not really playable. Perturbative Wand, not really playable. This is more of a sideboard card. So it's really between the Octoprophet and the Pattern Matcher. And I really kind of want to try the Pattern Matcher because if we can get like multiple Gorging Vultures and getting an extra one of those could be nice. But yeah, it is close, I think. So I really think it's worth trying out because I've already played with Octoprophet. I already know this is a pretty solid card, but Pattern Matcher has a lot of potential. I don't like Sanitarium Skeleton. I think it's bad, especially even with self-mill. It's just too slow to be good in my opinion. Scampering Scorcher is really good, and I'm surprised to see it still in the pack. Yeah, this card is quite powerful. 4 mana for 3 bodies is just really good, and the haste can be relevant, and the fact that their elementals can be really relevant, especially if you have the Reef card. Which, yeah, that's just insane. Sage Denizen, not really where I want to be going. I can mill myself with this, but I'm not sure how powerful that would be. Maybe we should try it. I think it's better than taking a Sanitarium Skeleton. And we're not playing red in this draft. And then you can eventually switch to milling your opponent. I don't love Feral Abomination. I think we're just going to take a Thought Distortion for a sideboard card. If we play in a control matchup, that card could just win us the game. Like they play a card draw spell, and then you just wipe out their hand on the couple turns later. Or something like that if you're playing in a control mirror. We don't really want to go deep on Sage Denizen, and I don't like Renowned Weaponsmith. I just don't think that the Heart Piercer Bow or the Vial of Dragonfire is good enough. Yeah, let's just take Thought Distortion for the sideboard. And now a Bone to Ash. It's a solid enough counter spell. Kind of works with the Brideborn Cutthroat. And maybe they'll just have a bomb that we have to counter. I'm not sure if I'm going to main deck it, though. And now we'll just take the Piranhas. Probably not going to main deck that. Guess we'll take a Miscreant. Negate. Befuddle. Befuddle actually is okay. Grafdigger's Cage. Oh my gosh, the value. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to take that. It's just not playable in limited. On the other hand, Gravedigger is quite good, especially if we have some of these self-mill things. Nice little 2-for-1. Can get back our Embodiment of Agonies. I really like the Gravedigger. It's far better than any common in this pack, and definitely the pick here. I do want to say Loyal Pegasus is a card that you can run, but I'm not a huge fan of it. The fact that it can't block alone is a huge downside. If it was just can't attack alone, it'd be fine. A really good blocker even for defensive decks, but you really have to want to be an aggressive deck because a lot of the time you won't even have 2 cards that are good at blocking, or you'll run out of creatures. So I think you need to be careful putting in this in your deck. I feel like it looks really good, but you don't just want to run this in a 13 creature or 14 creature deck. Even it gets even like you want to have like 17 creatures or something like that. Ember Hauler is an okay card, but double red is pretty tricky. So you want to run like 10 mountains to run this card. Griffin Protector is done pretty well. I used to think that this only did it once, but it's whenever. So if you get like 3 tokens in one turn, this can become 5 power, which is kind of cool, and you can maybe save up and get that going. Unsummon's pretty good. Bone Dash is pretty good, but we already have one of these, and I don't think our deck is necessarily even built for Bone Dash. So I'm not even sure I'm running the first one, but in the right deck it can be pretty good. Marauder's Axe, not really what we're going for, but if you're a tokens deck, it can be pretty nice. We're just going to take Gravedigger. I actually really like Angel of Vitality. There's a decent amount of incremental life gain, so getting up to 25 life could definitely work out, especially if you have like Pulses of Marasa or something like that. So this card could actually have some playability as a 4/4 flyer, which is pretty cool. I just really like the design on this one, but we're not going to be playing it in this deck. I think this card's unplayable, just doesn't do what you want. You put this on your creature and then they unsummon it and you just lose the game, or they murder it or something. Corpse Knight's pretty good, but we're not going to be splashing white for it. Let's see, we're just going to take a Frostlings here. I love Frostlings, just really good card. Gives you a lot of time and very powerful. There's nothing really even close to playable in our colors in this pack. Like, I don't like the skeleton at all. Okie doke, another Gorging Vulture. That's pretty excellent. Definitely taking that over an Agonizing Siphon, even though I do like the Siphon as like a one-of copy just to get some removal. I think this Vulture is just too perfect for this deck. We now even have Gravedigger to work with it. It's just going to be very powerful, very good card. I even would consider splashing this potentially, but this card is just too good, and it works well with our pattern matcher, so let's just get the Gorging Vulture. And now potentially a Blight Beetle for sideboard against green decks, or we could just pick up a Soul Salvage. I'm just going to take the Soul Salvage. There is a Frostlings, but I think getting a Soul Salvage is really important for this deck when we have 2 Gorging Vultures and a Sage Rose Denizen to mill ourselves, and a decent amount of cards that care about the graveyard. I think getting a Soul Salvage would be really good here. Frostlings is nice, of course. Maybe we just want to take Frostlings and get 1 Soul Salvage later. I really want to get a Soul Salvage, though. Frostlings is really good, though. Yeah, let's just take the Soul Salvage. I really think we need 1 for this deck to function. Okay, so this is actually a really close pick. There's a lot of cards in my colors. First of all, I want to say Flame Sweep seems like pretty good to me. Like, there's a lot of cards this kills. There's also a lot of 3 toughness guys, though, so maybe it doesn't kill as many as I think, but it's going to wipe the board of a decent number of creatures, and you can sometimes set this up really well, so keep that type of thing in mind if your opponent makes a weird attack against you at the pre-release. Mask of Immolation I also think is pretty good. Just being able to sacrifice your creature and deal a damage to anything is really nice. If you get your opponent to 5 life and you have a Mask of Immolation in play, they're just like terrified. Or you can like chump block and then sacrifice it to ping something else. So Anticipate's not really a good card in limited just because it spins your wheels a little too much, and we don't have anything like overwhelmingly powerful. Like, sure, getting our Embodiment of Agonies would be really nice, but you don't need to prioritize Anticipates, and you'd rather just play creatures that affect the board and then just naturally draw your Embodiment. Metropolis Sprite seems okay to me. It's not a great blocker because you don't really want to have to hold up the mana for it, but it could do some work on offense and pressure them a little bit. It seems okay. Bone Splinter's nice removal spell, especially if you have like creatures like Yarok's Fenlurker that already got some value sitting around. So I could just take that. I think I am going to just take that. We just need to have some removal. And there's also Pacifism and Sleep Paralysis in the set, so those things sometimes punish you. You can sometimes punish those really hard with Bone Splinters. Undead Servant's okay if you get like 4 of them, but other than that, not really good. And now we'll take a Mind Drop for the sideboard. You don't really want to main deck Mind Drops in this type of, in just any format really. It's just too slow generally, but in controlling matchups, we could bring in Mind Drop and Thought Distortion and just own the opponent. Convolute really needs the right deck for it. I don't think that it comes up very often, that type of deck, but sometimes you'll put in Convolutes and get a decent amount of value by countering your opponent's spells while holding up other things, but I don't really like it overall. Sometimes you just have to bring it in, though. Your opponent has an unbeatable bomb, and then I would really rather not play a 3-mana 3/2. Okie doke, we get another Frostlinks. I don't think we want multiple Soul Salvages or multiple Bone Splinters, but another Frostlinks would not be amiss, and pretty happy to get as many of those as I can get. Wow, a Undead Servant or a second Fairy Miscreant. How many Fairy Miscreants is too many Fairy Miscreants? Probably have to have like 5 of them before I'd want to play them, because you really have to get 2 of them as soon as possible, and they kind of don't do a ton for you. There's also an Undead Servant here, which works really kind of nicely with the mill theme we have, so I think I'd rather just take that and maybe get a second one later on, or a third or fourth or something. And now we'll take this Bone Dash, probably not going to play it. I guess we take the Skeleton now over a Heart Piercer bow. No, we'll just take the bow. There are some matchups where the bow does good work. Another Duress. I mean, a first Duress. We got a Miscreant. We're going to take it over a second Sadros Denizen. Another Undead Servant. Okay, okay. I like where this is going. So now we have 2 Undead Servants. Whoa! Hello, Atemsis, All-Seeing. And then we're going to wheel this Undead Servant. Nice. This card's a bomb rare, and there's nothing else in the pack that's even close. I mean, next pick for us is probably Agonizing Siphon, and then we'd probably take this Evolving Wilds, because we're going to almost guaranteed wheel this Undead Servant. But yeah, Atemsis, pretty great rare. 6 mana, 4/5 flyer that can then start drawing you cards and win you the game all on its own. Just pretty great. There's the Vampire again. There's also an Evolving Wilds to fix our mana, but I think the Vampire is good enough that it's worth just playing over a Evolving Wilds, and we're not going to be playing the Feral Abomination, so let's just take the Vampire. Our mana's okay. We do have a couple double black cards, and we want a triple blue card, so maybe Evolving Wilds would be a little bit better in certain scenarios, but I think the Vampire is good enough that it's worth just playing that. And now we can pick up a Spectral Sailor. I think Spectral Sailor is actually quite powerful. The fact that it's just a can draw engine kind of scary in the late game, so if the game stalls, you just have a way to win. We don't really want a second Blown Splinters because we're not really optimized for it, but I think getting the first Spectral Sailor, I really want to try the card out though too, because I'm not 100% sure how good it is. They're from the battlefield this turn, so it has to be something that died and traded, so maybe we don't really want that. Maybe we just would rather have a Blood Burglar as a fine 2-drop attacker. So I don't really want to play the Salvager of Ruin because we aren't really trading off a ton. We don't really have a ton of Bone Splinter type effects or things like that. We don't really want to anticipate. Let's just play the Blood Burglar. And now either Blight Beetle or Fathomfleet Cutthroat. One thing to tell you about the Diviner's Lockbox is you can name lands, so you can start just going like Swamp if you have like 10 swamps. So I don't think the card's like unplayable. I think if you're a monocolored deck, you might play it, but I don't think it's a high pick or anything. I just wanted to note you can name lands. I always thought it was non-lands when I was looking at it, but I think we're just going to take a Fathomfleet Cutthroat here. Seems like a solid option. And another Yarax Fenlurker. Seems solid. I wonder how many Miscreants we could have gotten. We probably could have gotten like 5, but I don't think it's worth going for, as I said. Even when you're drawing cards with them, I mean, there's just 1/1s. It's like, how many 1/1 tokens do you need? There's yeah. I think if it drew a card every time, it'd be a good card, but like, there's just so much downside. We're just gonna take that later. And another Sleep Paralysis. Nice. Soul Salvage number 2 could be just fine. I don't think we need it, but we'll take it. I don't think we want Frilled Sea Serpent. And Undead Servant came back. Oh, Evolving Wilds came back. Huh. I think we'd rather just take Evolving Wilds. We have enough playables. We don't need Undead Servant. Especially because Undead Servant's just kind of a cutesy thing instead of a good thing. So let's just take the Evolving Wilds. We really like having good mana, or at least I really like having good mana. The good mana is the key to success a lot of times. These cards are not playable. This card's unplayable. This card's unplayable. We'll just take another Convolute. Maybe we need to side it in. Anticipate, sure. Got the lockbox, boys. Wow, we got 3 Fairy Miscreants without drawing. That's hilarious. Okay, doke. Okay, dokey. Okay, so Let's look at our curve. So I think 881 is really good because we do have a triple blue card, but we also have double black cards, so we really want to have good mana here. Do we want to run a second Soul Salvage? We're not going to run Mind Rot, that's for sure. Probably not going to run Brineborn Cutthroat. Not going to run Befuddle. Sageros Denizen seems pretty bad to me. But maybe we just need a creature to play. Do we want to run second Soul Salvage? I think we do, maybe. Or Anticipate. I think a second Soul Salvage could have a good place here. Just a great way to grind out some value. And I don't think we want a second Bone Dash, that's for sure. We could run an Anticipate. But I think we have enough good stuff here. And yeah, that's going to do it for the deck. Let's put our cool card sleeve. This card sleeve is sweet. I really like it. And let's see how it works. Oh, man. This deck is great. We're going to be playing 3 matches with it, or until the timer runs out. On the play, I think this is actually a keepable hand. We have Gorging Vulture and Embodiment of Agonies. I don't know how big the Embodiment's going to get, but we just need 1 land. And this hand becomes insane. I do not think this is a playable card. Giving a creature unblockable is not worth a full card. Even if it is recurring. It does cost a lot of mana too. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. He's main decking that card? All my creatures are black creatures, and I'm a graveyard deck. That's insane. Main deck hate card. It's no fair. We're going to try and trade it off with a Frost Lynx, I guess. Give me a land! Yay! Oh, man. Wow. Bold strategy, Cotton. We're going to make them exile a card. We don't really want to play Gorging Vulture and fuel this. Though it probably wouldn't matter. I don't think my opponent would do anything about it. Let's just attack with this guy. We really want to trade these off. Maybe I'm too afraid of the ability. Just seems like it'll kind of sabotage this thing. And my Soul Salvage and my Gravedigger. Protection from black. No attacks. Sure. If he plays a big creature, we'll Bone Splinter it. Perfect, perfect. Now we have even bigger version of this guy. No attacks. And then we can start killing his stuff. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Because this counts as different from this. Oh. We can sleep paralysis this thing, or we can bone splinters it. Good job, Auto Tapper. Tap him out of white. Seems insane. Oh gosh. Oh no. Now we just have to kill everything he plays. Farewell, Fen, whatever. We hardly knew ye. Oh my gosh, this is a catastrophe. We have to draw a land. How are we still in the game with only 3 lands? This stupid key is actually a huge issue. Green, eh? Okay, that's a fine draw. Let's go. Didn't we keep a 3-lander? No, we kept the 2-lander. Right. So we totally deserve this. I was sarcastic that time. That time I was bitter and sarcastic. I apologize. But I was just trying to make it funny, kind of. Okay, sure. Two, 6, 8, 10. Land me, let's go. Tap that guy down so we don't just die. All attack. Have we got this? Have we got this? Oh no, don't have a combat trick. Please no. We were battling so hard. No. No. Actually. So he can't. He has to chump block with his Mammoth Spider this turn. Oh no. We're at 6. So he loses his guy, which means this becomes a 4/4 powered creature. Oh no. Gotta get me that Frost Lynx. I don't think this was strictly necessary. So as long as he doesn't draw a creature that makes multiple bodies, or a 1-drop creature, you do not, we win. I considered attacking with this guy, but it doesn't seem worth it. Because I'm just going to block all the guys I can block. And this way I don't lose to a move spell. Does that have trample? Oh my gosh. 1 mana off! He even drew a guy that made multiple bodies. It just cost 1 too many mana. Holy heck. Oh my goodness. That was insane. Okie doke. Okay, I don't think a Heart Piercer Bow is good for this matchup. We don't want the Servants. I don't want Bone Dash. Just run it back.
Alright, well, how long are you gonna be on?
Another hour.
Can you be finished? I got a project for you.
I'll do it after.
No, you can't. There's a PG&E guy coming here, and there's a gas smell in the back. Really, we'll just have to provide access.
Okie doke, my opponent. Loyal Pegasus, of course, gaining bonus flying. Sorry for being a little distracted. I've got some stuff to do after I finish making the video. Angelic Gift, eh? Our Gorging Vulture could potentially set us up for a really good Blood for Bones. Whoops. Okie doke. So we gained 2 life. No attacks. Let's just block there. Oh, because we have Soul Salvage to get it back. Play another Gorging Vulture. No attacks. Oh. Sorry about that. I had to close some doors and let's see. Yeah, we don't need to block that. The tokens are a little bit annoying, especially because we can't kill it right now. But I think we can race a 1/1 token every turn. We don't have any good things to reanimate yet. I was really hoping to draw a land this turn. Oh well. We're gonna get a Frost Lynx and a Fenlurker. So if we draw a land, we can cast both. Much better than getting 2 different spells. I think 2 3-drops, I mean. We'll trade. Just trying to stabilize right now. Yep. Yikes. Keep that thing tapped. No attacks. We're just waiting to draw land. Sure, we'll block. And Fenlurker's going to be able to pump himself at some point. We nabbed a spell. Ooh, got that 6/6 out of his hand. That's good. Though I kind of wish he'd played it because we have sleep paralysis. And we'll just keep the Warlord tapped. No attack. I wonder how we'll be able to stabilize this. I mean, I think we just need to find our big Death Touch flyer because he's going to be huge. Or that guy. A Temsis, all-seeing. We're just going to keep that guy tapped forever. He's their only real threat. And we will wait until we draw an island. We can get back a Gorging Vulture and a Frost Lynx with our Soul Salvage. Actually, we'll just save the Soul Salvage for keeping our Tempsis alive. How is this only a 4? Still worth playing, though. That's such a weird thing to keep track of. I guess all these count as the same. Oh no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other ones are just combinations of that. No attacks. We just need to get this Atemsis into play. 6 converted mana costs. Okay, we don't even have 6 converted mana costs in our entire deck. We're just playing this as a 6 mana 4/5 that can draw us a card every turn. No! You monster. Well, let's play our Atemsis, and then next turn we can play Blood for Bones. Blood for Bones is going to get back our guy. And this time it'll be a 5/5. Even better. Wow, my opponent has made 5 1/1s. That's a lot of 1/1s. I hope they don't have Inspired Charge. Oh, they do. We'll block with 3. Though we are dead to Inspired Charge. If he had Inspired Charge, he would have attacked with the pup. Okay. Change of plan. We're getting a Tempsis back. And the other guy goes to our hand. Oh no, we tapped badly. Wow, that was really bad. Frost guy for sure. And Blood Burglar, I think, just for some life gain. He's not going to have any cards in his hand, so no attacks. Unfortunate the way that worked out. This card seems insane. What the heck was that? That was unbelievable. Sure. We're going to play Embodiment of Agonies, and then when he uses this in response, we're going to get some... Oh. We don't really have anything good to get back anyway. Three or more lands into the graveyard. He doesn't even close, so... Let's just... Frost Links. Number 2 on this Elvish Reclaimer. And then we'll attack. The attacks must keep coming. Yeah, I'm surprised you did that. Because that means he doesn't get a 1/1. So we have 3 blockers for 4 attackers. We're fine. Apostle makes Gravedigger pretty bad, but Gravedigger can at least decline to reveal my hand. I will definitely decline. Okey-doke. Exiled my Vulture. Don't really want to be casting too many more Vultures anyway, because I'll just die. Just gonna go for the 2-turn clock. Use a Tempest as an attacker. Okey-doke, Blood Burglar. Let's just play Gravedigger. Like, it's just as an extra blocker, so that if he has Inspired Charge, we don't die. Sure. That was going to happen no matter what, because we can't kill this. But now at least we don't die to Inspired Charge, because we can block 4 of his guys and then go to exactly 1, I think. Boom! And we get the victory. That was excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We have 41 minutes. Oh yeah, we'll definitely finish these next 2 matches in that time. Perfect. Perfection. Sorry for being a little distracted earlier. It was a lot going on around me as I was doing stuff. We will go first. We will keep this incredible hand. I don't know if we want to just run out the Spectral Sailor. Probably do. I don't know how good it is. I wonder if this will be C play in mono blue in standard. Probably not. Here he comes. There's our 4th land for the sailor. For this is the sailor. I don't think we want to play the Frostlings right now. Ferocious Pup. doke. Play the Frostlings now. We can go Frostlings into Frostlings. Get some momentum. Well, that's brutal. I don't know how I'm exactly supposed to play around Nightpack Ambusher. But Nightpack Ambusher is definitely the type of card that makes me scream for a... What's it called? Bone. No, the one that lets me kill it by sacking a creature. Maybe I can bait my opponent into attacking and then surprise him with the Fenlurker. The block by the Fenlurker. Nobody expects it. Okay, as it is, I'll just draw a card. Let's go, we drew a card, let's roll. Okie-doke. We need bone. Shoot. I forget what it's called. I can't believe it. Hey, this card is a beating. Bone Shatter, that's what it is. We'll take 9. Okay. We're technically still alive. Never mind. Okay, we are still alive. Actually, never mind. I was thinking we'd do this sweet play where we sacrifice this, return a Frostlings, tap something, play a Frostlings, tap something, block, but then we still die. Rats. The Nightpack Howler. Ambusher. Even more brutal than anticipated. Okie doke. I think we want Bone to Ash. That card is just too good. It was really hard to counter with Bone to Ash. Huh. Yeah, let's just hope for the best, I guess. Jeez, that card is a beating. I really like the design, though. It's really fun. Because it's like a werewolf type stuff, because if you don't cast spells, you get benefits. We're going to keep this. We have a Vampire of the Dire Moon. Gaining that life. We're going to be milling ourselves. Let's attack. We're fine trading here. Trying to curve out a little bit. doke. Now it's up to the flyers. Mill ourselves, obviously, because we have a bunch of recursion and stuff. And we'll attack. We should have attacked first, but no matter. We are fine trading, because there's no way he has 3 mana lying around to equip anytime soon. We're just hoping to draw a land. We milled 2 non-lands, which was kind of good for us in that regard. I like the artwork on this card. It looks very piratey and spirity. So it fits that it's a spirit pirate. It is only fitting. Sure. We need a land to get our flyer out ASAP. Well, we'll see what happens here, because we might want to return something. Mill something good. Okay. So we could return... No, there's not anything worth returning. We'll just draw a card. My opponent's probably wondering why I did it then. Maybe they put together that I have Blood for Bones. Blood for Bones is a weird card. Frost Links. Sure. Okie doke. The spider's annoying. Let's play our own guy, and then we can kill them in the window where this thing's tapped, maybe. Oh, perfect. Blood for Bones just got so much better. How many things does this have? No attacks. Brightwood Tracker, gonna be pretty scary. But a Temsis, more of our stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different mana costs in the graveyard for our big guy we're gonna reanimate. Opponent's kind of in an interesting spot. I assume they just wait and activate Brightwood Tracker if they have nothing to do, but equipping is also an interesting option. I think equipping onto the Spitfire might have been more correct. We'll sacrifice that guy. Haha. That is awesome. That was great. Embodiment of Agonies is insane. As is Blood to Bones. This card seems Blood for Bones. I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Pattern Maker could get me another Gorging Vulture, but instead we are going to Sleep Paralysis' Netcrawler Spider. The Humble Spider. We will attack with all. He has to jump Embodiment. And take 6. Sure. That does not do much. Did I just die? Oh my gosh, he almost killed me. What the heck was that? Why would you show me that you have that combo in your deck? Holy. That makes me want to bring in Negate, not gonna lie. That Uncaged Fury is terrifying. What the heck? Jeez, that is brutal stuff. Okay. I already have the Yarax to mess with his hand, I guess. We're gonna cut Bone to Ash for Negate. Actually, for Befuddle, that actually seems great against the card that gives Double Strike. Because it reduces the Double Strike by a lot. And also has utility outside of that. But yeah, that was a scary moment. I was like, wait, did I just die? Oh man, this is a great hand. Double Soul Salvage isn't great, but if we draw a... Wow, we drew all of our graveyard stuff. We just need one of those birds that mills us for 4. B5, Fofum, Blood Burglar comes like an Englishman. He's here in the house. From that window he came. We're going to trade with this before he draws a wolf pup and owns me with it. Let's just play the Frostlink. It's 1 mana efficient. And we'll double block. The Centaur probably. So we do know he has a ton of combat tricks, so maybe that's a bad idea. Let's go for it. Because we have Soul Salvage to get him back anyway. Use the Soul Salvage and play this Fenlurker. My opponent won't know I have another one coming. Yikes. Oh dear. Boreal Elemental, my hero. The one that we deserve. That guy tapped. No attacks. We're gonna get back Blood Burglar at one point, maybe. Maybe. I'll trade my 3/4 for his 4/4. Nice pattern maker, you beast. Hype. That's actually super good. Now we'll take 4, or we can double block if he doesn't attack with other things. Oh no, this equipment is annoying as heck. No blocks. Oh, thank you so much, Dad. Oh, that's awesome. The vent thing for me ends in like 30 minutes, so I wanted to finish up. Okay. We'll tap this thing. And Vampire of the Dark Moon. Dire Moon, I mean. No attacks. Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me. That is just ridiculous. Holy smokes. Hokey smokes. No block. Time for the soul salvage, I guess. We'll get Frost Lynx and Vampire. No, we'll get Spectral Sailor and Vampire. I mean, yeah. We can cast both of them. Things are looking grim for us. Guess there's no reason to cast a Spectral, but not really a reason to hold it either. My opponent knew I had it. Don't shock me, bro. I wasn't planning on it.
Okay, you need the keys to the Mercedes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go upload my video. I'm gonna go upload my video
Take the truck.
Okay. Oh gosh, what happened? I take 1 second away to talk, and I lose. Weird. Well, I'll watch that back later. It didn't give me any time to block, so I'm guessing it was pretty sweet. Huh. Well, sorry about that. All the distractions have now left the building. So we can focus on winning. We need to draw one of our bomb rares or mill one of our bomb rares. Like the 8/8 Death Touch guy. He's not always an 8/8, but he was that one game. This is going to be our final round. I wonder where all of the opponents have gone. Am I really in the queue for so long? That's weird. Maybe it's the universe telling me to adapt my deck. No. Let's just hope we can find a match. I really want to play 3 matches. That's a pretty good way to get a judge of the deck. I'm going to get some more water, and hopefully it'll be a match by the time I get back. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And this is a keep, I think, on the draw. 2-drop, kind of 3-drop. Our best cards. This guy on turn 2. We just need a couple lands, and we're all good to go. Maybe we should cut the second Soul Salvage. It has been a bit clunky. We have so much graveyard stuff. Oh, man. Healer of the Glade. Don't think that card's very good. Let's just get our Fenlurker out there. There's 2 reasons for that. First of all, if we use Evolving Wilds this turn, we don't really have a 3-drop to cast anyway, because Embodiment doesn't have any power or toughness. Second of all, we would rather draw a land than get one out of our deck. Tectonic Rift. Oh, geez. That is good that they do not have that. Because I am kind of potentially mana screwed. I'll take 1 if you attack me, Healer of the Glade. I'm not going to lie. This artwork is pretty cool looking. Drawn by Darken. Oh. 2 Darken arts at the same time. This is also drawn by Darken. Wow, everything we do just works out perfectly. We will hit my opponent for 1. In the Darkened Wars, both players have dealt 1 damage. Oh no. Well, at least now my embodiment has some power. I need priority so I can sack my Evolving Wilds. Well, we can play this guy and start self-milling. Better than playing Embodiment as a 1-1, I believe. Not much going on here, so sorry for little commentary. There's just not a ton of things going on right now to commentate. Okay, he's got a 3/3. We'll just hold back and double block it now. We don't even mind if he kills our stuff because we can soul salvage him back. Well, now we're in an interesting spot. We'll attack with this guy, because now Barkhide Troll blocks it, and we try to kill it with Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. He can't remove a counter because it'll have taken 2 damage. We're going to be Playing Fathom Fleet Cutthroat anyway. So it's just pure value if we trade our 2-3 for his 3-3. Just some minor upside. My opponent gets to feel a little smart on that one. Because we're not just going to do nothing. I'm going to say nice because he deserves it. Nice. That was a good play, Burke Burke. What should I say? Burke Burke VIP. Oh no. Actually, that's not bad for me at all. It's just 7 damage. Okie doke. Maybe we should jump with this at some point. I like milling myself more though. Let us attack. This game feels very slow paced right now. Not much is going on. My opponent's playing kind of slow, which kind of hurts the tempo of the game. It's also kind of unfortunate because this is our last match. If we don't finish, I don't think it finishes. Oh my gosh. Did you just give a Healer of the Glade Maniacal Rage, you monster? That is not okay. What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Main deck that card. Now we have 9 in the air, and that guy can't block. I mean, just 9 damage, and he can't block with his healer. Oh, man. Burke, 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 Burke. Maybe this card's just not very good. I thought it was going to be solid as a sideboard card, but maybe just not great. Okie doke. Let's just attack with everything. He'll have to chump with his cat. I always just end up attacking with the Tempsys instead of using its ability. I think its ability is really good, though. Draw 2, discard 1. Heck yes. Let's just get back the Vulture. And the Elemental. More flyers. We'll play the Embodiment, because it's another lethal flyer. Don't ask me why we did it in that order, because it was clearly suboptimal. I'll hit you with the good game too. Your Healer of the Glade shall forever be remembered in the national memory. Not going to change my deck that much. I don't think his deck is a huge threat to mine. Whew. I think there's 10 minutes left. Okay, opponent going first. On the draw, we have a double black card and a single black card. And we'll just keep it. We have a 3-drop that can be relatively defensive. Oh my gosh. The Colossus Hammer in action. We're just going to do this so we can pass turn real quick. I never thought I'd see the day when a Colossus Hammer came to play. With +10/+10 and losing flying only costs 8. I love the artwork on it though. Reminds me of like a D&D character that just wields a massive hammer for no reason. Why didn't I play Vampire, you might ask? That is a great question. For some reason I just assumed I didn't have black mana again. So if I lose this game by like a couple life points, you'll know why. The Colossus Hammer will have gotten me before the Vampire of the Dire Moon comes down. Let's just pass now. Oh, it counts itself. Oh, you didn't realize the tech. Mill myself. Oh yes, mill is sweet. Oh my gosh, they're getting close. Let's just snipe one of their cards and then sleep paralysis their 3/5. After combat, of course. Tapped forever. My opponent is giving me the GG. And we got there. Nice. Decent 2-1 record there. Feels pretty good. Ended with 5 minutes to spare. Anyway, if you made it all the way till the end of the video, type hashtag graveyard synergy in the comment section down below to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video, or hashtag salvage victory or something of that nature. If you did enjoy it, remember to hit that thumbs up button. If we get to 50 thumbs up, I'll post another video tomorrow. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Subscribe to get updates when I post future content. And once again, big thank you to Wizards of the Coast for giving me access to this event with a free preview account. I truly appreciate it. And who else I truly appreciate? All of my patrons over on patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, especially those who donate at the Eternal of Bolas level, and I feature them in the credits. Thank you so much to them. They help make these videos possible. They really do. I truly appreciate it, and thank them. So that is going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.